The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Betty Ray, bringing you the Archangel Raphael. It has been my privilege over 60 years now that I have been channeling this amazing spirit. And the information that has come through is in a book now called Ask Raphael. And we're reading from it today. This is what it looks like. And, whoops, light's shining on it. Here we go. Ask Raphael is a conversation between Raphael and me that has been long overdue. It took a while for us to get it put together, and finally it is. It's available now, and we're so happy to be able to tell you that you can get the book on Amazon.com. And you say, Ask Raphael /Betty Ray, and it's only $14.44, and I do hope that you get it and that you can read along with us, because we're going to be doing readings from the book today. And I particularly am interested in talking about emotions, because the emotion of joy is the one we want to experience the most. And we can't do it if we have a lot of negativity in our lives. And so today we're going to look at Chapter 7 on page 89. And this is the picture that is in it. I'm going to bring it closer so you can see it. Chapter 7, why did Pandora open that darn box? And then the very first part is where I explain what Pandora is. Raphael says, your emotions are your spirit's expression of your consciousness. There is a fable about a beautiful box given to a girl called Pandora. Her instructions were to guard it and keep it tightly locked. Under no circumstances was she to open the box. Of course, curiosity got the better of her. It is said that when she opened it, all the evils of humankind escaped, making it impossible for her to capture them and put them back. What are considered all the evils of humankind? Well, it's our negative emotions. Although we do not consider them evil, they can create havoc when they spill out of you without warning, expressing anger, jealousy, hatred, bigotry, and so forth. And because this is a time of so much hatred going in the world, I was given a bumper sticker to put on my back of my car that said, "Stop the hatred." But I'm not a bumper sticker person. Rather, I'd talk about it now. Hatred is like pus in a wound. I'm going to say that again because it's pretty sicky. Hatred is like pus from a wound. And the wound is inbred prejudice. In the movie South Pacific, there's a song that says they have to be carefully taught, because prejudice is not a normal thing that children come in with. They have to be taught since they were very small. And they have to live in an environment of hatred and prejudice that sees people that don't look like them and are afraid of them. Because anger is really fear that is expressing itself in a way to try to control that fear. So, we have Pandora's box. She couldn't put them back. And what are considered, quote, all the evils of humankind? Well, we call it our negative human emotions. Although we do not consider them evil, they can create havoc when they will spill out of you without warning, expressing anger, jealousy, hatred, bigotry, and so forth. We cannot call angry words or actions back. You cannot reason your envy or jealousy back into their box. You may suppress them and shove them down into your solar plexus until your stomach aches, or you may pretend they do not exist until your body screams in pain. Unresolved negative emotions create anxiety, which can lead to discomfort and eventually illness within the body. The inventors of emotional freedom technique, we've talked about this before, they knew that negative emotions blocked your meridians, which prevented the flow of God's healing energy from connecting your energy centers into your meridians and your vital organs. As we said earlier, and we have spoken of this, your body's energy centers are like the circuit breakers in your home. Your electrical wiring is your body's meridians. Negative emotions are like those foods that cause cholesterol to block your arteries and thus can cause a heart attack or other damage to your body. Now, Raphael says, negative emotions can do the same thing. On the positive side, emotions give your spirit body amazing powers of expression. God designed the human experience to include this extra connection to itself to act as the consciousness of your soul through your spirit that senses energy and declares if it is good or evil, usually from the emotional responses from the act or event. These definitions may change as the soul gains more knowledge through awareness of your spirit's emotional reactions to life through the vibrating energy of your intellect. Each emotional experience advances the knowledge and wisdom of your soul throughout all its phases of human growth. Your spirit duplicate is free to travel while your body sleeps. All humans and animals must sleep in order to recharge their energy for the next day's adventures. When your negative emotions become like a runaway horse with a bit in its teeth, it takes the reins from the riders, which is your mind and spirit, and goes full speed ahead, kicking up dust to muddy your precious jewels of vital energy. Your body and emotions grow malnourished and eventually starved from you withholding of God's nourishing love. We encourage you to become aware of all negative thoughts and anxieties. Once recognized, you can begin to replace these debilitating emotions with positive thoughts called affirmations. These are statements of positive thoughts or actions to replace negative ones. You may argue that if you are angry, how can one replace it with a positive thought that is not a lie? If you hate something, how can you love it? You can change your mindset and open to new ideas. I'll repeat that. Raphael says, change your mindset and open to new ideas. This is where your gift of free will becomes activated. You choose to think, not how to feel. Your emotions come unbidden. And as we've said before, negative emotions can only be transformed into positive emotions through loving them. You can recognize your anger source, and by loving yourself in recognizing your need to express fear or a need may not be met, or that just because you cannot reason with someone, or because someone refuses to follow your good advice, or then you are being given the opportunity to let go of that person, step off their stage, and go sit in the audience and joyously observe their life without your interference. If their actions create a problem in your life, you have other choices. You can demand their actions cease, or point out your discomfort and why you need them to stop their actions. Or if you are trying to change them for your own comfort, you can give it up and walk away and let them be perfect exactly the way they are. My earphones are slipping off. Here we go. So, Raphael suggests change your mindset and open to new ideas. This is where your gift of free will becomes activated. You choose how to think, not how to feel. Your emotions come unbidden. And as we said before, negative emotions can only be transformed into positive emotions through loving them. You can recognize your anger source, and by loving yourself in recognizing your need to express fear, or a need may not be met, or just because you cannot reason with someone, or because someone refuses to follow your good choices and advice, or then you are being given the opportunity to let go of that person, step off their stage, and go sit in the audience and joyously observe their life without your interference. If their actions create a problem in your life, you have other choices. You can demand their actions cease or point out your discomfort and why you need them to stop their actions. Or if you are trying to change them for your own comfort, you can give it up and walk away and let them be perfect exactly as they are. Sometimes that's very hard. You cannot change another person. And again, you need to be reminded that Raphael talks about soul development and the stages that a soul goes through from an infant to a baby to a child to a teen to an adult. These are stages that require a lifetime or many lifetimes before you graduate from one stage to another. So there are many baby souls walking around on our planet. And we know 45, as we'll not choose to use his name, is definitely a baby soul. This is what narcissism is. It's a baby soul looking out for his or her needs and not giving a hoot about anybody else but themselves. So, Raphael goes on to say, since you do not carry negative emotions into the next world, you must wait for your next expedition to your planet to release them. Think about that. Isn't it nice to know you don't carry negative emotions into the next dimension? That's why it's called heaven, is because there's only love, there's no hate. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Well, let's go on. Before you entered the physical world, your soul selected certain unresolved emotional issues to explore. It packed them into your spirit body. Some emotions may involve the return to an adversary or even an enemy from a previous lifetime. In the proper moment within your soul story, your angels will bring this adversary upon your earth stage, and only then, when your spirit must confront them, will your advanced wisdom see them with a new perspective and thus heal the negative emotion. Raphael says, you cannot put them back into their box. You can only love them back. Wow. He goes on to say, beloved souls, we have already shared with you the existence of your eternal spirit and have spoken of how powerful your spirit's range of emotions can be. Emotions play such an important role in your life that we shall come back to them again and again. And he's talking about this book, and he does. He goes on to say, recall how we have said your spirit body holds a portion of your soul's energy, replicating your physical body, and yet vibrating too quickly for the human eye to see. Know also that your spirit becomes the home for all your beliefs and every emotion you have or will experience within the total spectrum of energy from dark to light, from despair to joy. Do you realize how amazing your soul is and you are in your physical body? I come here with such joy in my heart to share the wisdom of an archangel. And yet, I realize my vulnerability. Like right now, I have a tickle in my throat. I have a physical body. And sometimes it doesn't allow me to speak without that tickle. So, going on, if I can remember where I am, let's see. Oh, know also that your spirit becomes the home of all your beliefs and every emotion you have or will experience within the total spectrum of energy, from dark to light, from despair to joy. That was worth repeating. And Raphael says, we repeat, souls do not experience emotion. Think about that. Your soul, the biggest part of you, the one who wrote the story for you to play out on Earth's stage, it doesn't experience emotions. Whew. Raphael goes on to say it is why the soul cannot fully understand the feelings expressed by its spirit. It can empathize, but cannot experience the roller coaster ride your spirit takes with its emotions. You cannot intellectually reason away your emotions. This then becomes your challenge. Not to put the emotions back into Pandora's box, but to transmute them into love. Wow, that's kind of hard. He says, though the embracing and acceptance of each new experience has a gift of knowledge, know that each emotional experience begets wisdom that advances you along your journey into mastership. So emotions really are an engine in our what is it that we call it? The the engine that drives a train. He goes on to say, be at peace, dear one. Your spirit duplicate will continue after death and will take with it a suitcase full of emotions. Although in the afterlife, where there are no polarities, the spirit will experience only positive emotions and thus create a heaven for you. He goes on, indeed, emotions never sleep. Your spirit never sleeps. It lifts from your unconscious form each night to freely explore wherever your spirit desires. When it returns, it will bring back images and ideas and what you call dreams or nightmares. It views these out of body nightly excursions without your conscious mind's awareness and will perceive it through your emotions freely without judgment. This awakening of your soul's curiosity of the unknown helps it let go of negative emotions. The Creator uniquely designed you to manifest your desires and ideas into your physical world through this connection with your spirit self. In a wide range of emotions, before we define the energy associated with each one as the fuel that keeps your body and spirit active. So your brightest, highest frequency of inner peace reflects a tank full of energy. But the chart reveals how you proceed down the list into a decreasing emotional energy that leads into the slowest, darkest energy of despair, where you will experience a completely empty tank of spiritual fuel. Whoa. I don't think we can get through a lifetime without experiencing all of the emotions. I know I have had my dark night of the soul. The first marriage, where I loved my husband, I loved the 4 children that we created, and yet I was in despair and would find myself in church crying, asking God to tell me what to do. We all will experience the dark night of the soul. We all will have that barometer of emotions from the joys of life to the despair of darkness. It's part of our being human. So, Raphael says, set your goal to become aware of the contents of your own personal Pandora's box. Become aware of all negative emotions and choose to eliminate them from your daily life. This means putting a guard on your thoughts It means accepting and loving yourself as perfect right now. Know that your soul and spirit stretch and grow through each new awareness of God's amazing plan for your life. Think about that. As you bring your emotions into a higher state of consciousness, you will expand on the positive ones and slowly release the negative. While fear can shut down an idea in a second, joy can fuel your emotions with great passion and excitement that can drive the idea into reality. We cannot speak too often of this truth. Therefore, we again spend time with you on a study of how your emotions can either serve you or become a barrier to having your needs met. So you see, it's worthwhile for Raphael to talk about it more than once throughout his book. So, Raphael says, below we have created a way of checking to see how your emotions are affecting your engine's fuel level. If you are registering the negative emotions, your engine is running on very little fuel. You may feel tired, fuzzy headed, lethargic, and even unable to get out of bed. Doctors call this depression. They may prescribe medicines to overcome your negative emotions. For some people, medical help is necessary. Those with a chemical imbalance within the brain need a chemical antidote to raise the consciousness out of those extreme mood swings in order to receive our inspirations and uplifting messages. So don't look at people who have to be on some kind of a mood stabilizer and judge them as not learning how to control or that they're a baby soul. There are many advanced souls that go through the dark night of the soul. They have had to learn how to express their emotions of joy and how to overcome the darkness. Every lifetime, it's a challenge as we enter this planet of dualities. You see, everything is opposites. Whatever you're looking at, whatever you're thinking about, there's an opposite way of looking at it. And you can choose the dark side or you could choose the light side. But you know, it's good to look at both sides and then make your choice. But he goes on to say, only with a full tank of positive emotions can you bring forth the desires of your heart, which are put there by God for you to create. While certain emotions may be labeled as uncomfortable, negative, and to be avoided, all emotions are gifts from God. They act as your GPS warning system when your spirit is low on energy, like the fuel in your automobile. To fill up your tank, we suggest you take time to meditate, to walk in nature, to laugh out loud, to get up and clean out a closet or a drawer. When you do anything constructive, you will snap out of the lower vibration and refuel your energy tank. Oh boy, I look around this office and I think I really need to get rid of the clutter. And that's something I've avoided because I don't know where to put things. I've got so much junk. So I do need to put a lot in the recycle bin. Raphael goes on to say, emotions equal energy. Check your emotional energy gauge. Happy emotions equal a full tank. So here are the list of emotions from the highest ones to the lowest energy ones. Peace. Inner peace holds the highest sense of euphoria for the soul. Something to meditate on, right? Joy. It may seem to be a fleeting come and gone experience, but once experienced, strive to bring it forth more often. I even wrote a book on it one time. It was titled Joy, and I called it My Joy Imp because it would appear at the most unusual times and I'd burst out laughing, and at other times it would totally disappear. Here's another one. Unconditional love is without judgment or strings attached. It holds no conditions or emotional need from another. It accepts the divine spirit within as perfect and complete within God. That's what God has to offer. It's hard for us humans to offer it. Harmony is an inner song revealing that all is flowing well in your life. Humor displays a sense of fun, of being able to laugh at your mistakes and slowly eliminating self judgment and self doubt. Been my hardest thing to overcome. Raphael has said time and again, Ray, if you will only eliminate self doubt and self deprecation, you will soar. Well, I'm entering that stage of soaring into joy, or I wouldn't be doing this show. It takes a lot of nerve to do a YouTube channel, to talk to the screen and that little dot up there that is the camera, and to hope that somebody's out there listening to you, because I don't see anybody talking right now. And I really wish that more people would tune in and make comments, because it makes me wonder why I'm doing this. But I'm doing this because sometime in the future, someone will hear this video and it will help them to raise their emotional barometer out of despair and into the light of joy. So it goes on to the next one down the list. Now remember, we started with the highest vibrating one of peace and joy. And we're going down, down, down. Although these are all good, gets down into the darkness, which isn't good. So optimism is good, is knowing that all is well regardless of what others might think. Trust is the belief in another's integrity and honesty, of knowing that they will not betray you or think ill of you if you do something wrong. Trust. Appreciation is a sense of gratefulness, of giving thanks and acknowledgement and appreciation for God's daily gifts. Curiosity is an inner urge to know more, to seek answers to inner questions about the world around you. After all, you are the explorer of all the wonders of your planet and your place in it. Desire is a wish for, or a longing for, a person, place, or thing, or hoping for a specific future outcome. Passion is an intense drive to fulfill a desire, and almost obsessive compulsion. Whew. Raphael goes on to say your emotional energy tank is half full if you are experiencing the following: skepticism is not accepting an idea or theory until proven scientifically, factually, or experientially. Anxiety is a fear that one's needs of those of another will not be met. Being overwhelmed is feeling overburdened with too much to do and not enough time to do it. I think we've all experienced that. Lust is a passionate desire for experiencing physical pleasures without regard for the consequences. Anger is a fierce belief that a need will not be met, causing the person to lash out at another who is believed to be responsible. You got to take care of your own needs. You can't expect anybody else to do it for you. And anger comes when you feel that person is not going to meet your needs. Think of it. It's another way to look at it. Acceptance is a letting go of trying to do it yourself and allowing divine help to intercede. Discouragement reflects a lethargic belief that this is, quote, as good as it gets, why try to change it, unquote. Ew. He says, you are almost on an empty tank if you are experiencing criticism, is a belief that what can go wrong will go wrong. Doubt is a lack of trust in oneself, in others, and in God. Apathy is the loss of any interest in creating new ideas or having new experiences. Depression is a lethargy that can immobilize and drain energy, due to a belief that life is hopeless and will never get better. And despair is a total belief that nothing matters and all is lost. For example, anger can drain your energy, but when used to right a wrong, the euphoria at overcoming evil can refuel it. The basic reason for an expression of anger occurs because of unresolved frustration that a need has not been met. When one cannot verbalize a need, anger may result with building frustration, excuse me. When the need still is not verbalized, it can become destructive. Never allow another's anger or abuse or defamation to become acceptable actions. Physical and emotional offenses often are resolved in dissolution of marriages and or of the birth of new laws against marital violence, and your system of justice is made clear in this matter. Well, friends, I think we're running out of time, but we're going to talk some more yet because I think we have a few minutes. So I know that I'm going to look at the private chat. Okay, we're okay. We still have time. So this week coming up, my friend Holly is going to be coming to live with me. And this is going to be a joyful sharing of the ideas and beliefs that we both have, that we are here to be of service to others. As you know, I've been doing this for many, many years. And Holly is also of spiritual like mindedness, and she will be giving and offering services as well. We're hoping to create a meditation center here on this lovely little less than an acre land. So, here in Florida, if you wish to come visit us, we are open to that, and that we do hold you to wear a mask because even though I am the first step of vaccination, I have to go through the second step before I'm entirely vaccinated. But still, we are coming to the end of this pandemic. And we know that in the future we will be holding groups of meditation, teaching meditation here in Florida. But also, I will do meditations on this channel so that you can have an idea what it feels like to lift your spirit out of the physical body and to feel the joy of heaven on earth. Meditation is a way of raising your emotional barometer out of any darkness and into the light of joy. And so, dear friends, we are here today to tell you that joy is your birthright. It is your connection to God and the angels. And when you feel the joy of the presence of that abundance, when you know all your needs will be met each day and every day of your life. And I did have my dear friend Anne say that she now uses that affirmation every morning. Thank you, God, that all my needs are met this day and every day of my life. To have gratefulness and appreciation of God's blessings upon you is only to increase it. It is only your fear and doubt that you're not worthy or that you're not good enough or that you're not smart enough or what. Because God designed you to be explicitly who you are. No one else can fill the job that you came here to fill. No one else can do it as well as you can. No matter what it is for you to do with joy, to be true to yourself, to be listening to the divine wisdom that is within you. You've been around here many times, or you wouldn't be watching this show. You have been here enough to know that you are a light being. You are a light worker, meaning that you are here to give light to others just through your smile or through your joy. Because joy is like becoming as a little child that trusts and is full of humor and laughter and makes everybody smile just because they smile first. Be the first to smile. Even if you're wearing a mask, when you smile, your eyes light up and people will smile back. And that is what you can do for this world, is just to be a beam of light through a smile. So, dear ones, we say again, you are a divine being of light, and you are here to bring that light into a dark world. Yes, there is all kinds of evil in the world. There are those who hate with a passion, and they hate that which they do not know. And in their hatred, they display their childlike fears. They are afraid of anything they don't understand or anything they are afraid will take something from them. There is so much hatred in the world. In fact, I was sent this map that shows where all the hate groups are in the United States. I was amazed. All the hate groups. This shows that in the year of hate in 2020, hate groups are surging across America. Violent extremists attempt a coup on the U.S. Capitol. In another group, it says far right extremists target racial justice activists. And another one, SPLC testifies on Capitol Hill. And another one, us people holding a sign up, fear has no place in schools. And there's this article on racism in schools reflects the weaponization of whiteness. The weaponization of whiteness? Oh my. Everybody has red blood beneath the skin. We are all alike. We are all souls on a journey on a physical planet. We are beings of light. And racism and hatred is only bringing the darkness, which you have a choice. You have a choice to choose either the light or the dark. It has nothing to do with black and white people, it has to do with black and white thoughts. White is light, black is darkness. There's nothing to do with the skin color, it has to do with the soul's emotional barometer. Are you going to display the higher realm of joy or the darker realm of hatred? Are you going to be a dark leader or a light leader? Hatred has no place in light. For all of us are souls that are pure and beautiful. All of us have a soul that has a purpose on earth. And unfortunately, part of the purpose is to discover the dark side of the planet. This is a planet of dualities. And beginner souls have to experience the dark side. So think of them as beginner souls. You cannot change their hatred. You cannot teach them love. But on the other hand, if you are a person of hate and you have children that you teach them to hate, well, that's on you. But there's no room for love and hate at the same time. Just can't happen. And if you are going to be godlike, you are only going to seek love, and that means you cannot have any hate in your heart for anyone or anything. You can't hate somebody in the opposite side of the aisle in Parliament. You cannot. You can only love them and try to open their minds and hearts. I forgot to turn off my phone. So, love is only begotten by those who are open to love and who dismiss fear and anxiety as not a part of their emotional energy package. You are light. All of you who are listening, you are light. And when you are listening to this show, you will be filled with light, and that light will spill out all around you and make people smile. Bring light into this world, not hatred, for hatred is dipped in the pus of darkness. It is yucky. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't make anybody else feel good. It is evil. And yet, no human being is evil. You are a light being, no matter what you express on this planet. You are designed by God to explore this planet. And if you are exploring the dark side at this time, then you're still a beginner soul, because advanced souls know that only light can create beauty and goodness on the planet. And again, I'm thinking about the oceans, that they're dying because of the pollution and the plastic that is killing whales and killing all kinds of sea life. That our coral reefs are dying because of the planet warming, and the planet warming is warming the ocean, and the coral reefs can't take warm water, and it kills them. Think about it. You are a creator. And even when you use your imagination to think about how you want your world to be, just thinking about it being beautiful and clean ocean and a clean green planet again, you are creating it. So hold those thoughts in your mind. Hold the thought that this is a beautiful green planet full of life in the oceans, on the planet, in the air with birds. See it as a new paradise. See it as filled with light beings who are laughing and who are creating a beautiful place on the planet. See this in your imagination, and it will begin to happen. Don't hold on to the hatred or the dark side. Don't allow that to be in your vision. Only allow goodness and beauty and peace and harmony and joy to fill your being. Don't project negative things on the planet. If you see it, change it. If you have a premonition, see something different and create it different, because you can. So if you see the pollution of the earth, don't bemoan it. Don't concentrate on what is evil in the planet. Concentrate on what is good and how you would like to see it better. How you would like to see such a planet that is full of life and full of people loving one another, no matter what the color of their skin, no matter what race or belief they have, no matter who they are, you can love them. And in the loving them, you raise their consciousness as well as your own. There are thieves on the planet. Love them. There are murderers on the planet. Love them. There is all kinds of evil on the planet. Love this evil until it is turned into good. See it as a globe, a big globe. And it's a globe that is full of dark strains. It's all cloudy. And then imagine that globe as though you blow on it. And you blow away the darkness. And you see it begin to shimmer and light up. That's our planet. See it as light, and see all the darkness of hatred just dissolving. And people who are spewing out hatred, they get laryngitis. They can't speak. You don't have to confront them. You don't have to change them. Just imagine that they can't speak anymore, that they cannot spew out their hatred and darkness anymore. See the corruption that is in our politics. See it being brought into light and changed. Whatever is not right, see it as right. This is where Jesus meant when he said, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And become as a little child now in using your imagination to right what is wrong, to erase the darkness, and bring only light to our planet. It may sound, you know, that's not factual. That's not scientific. But you are not a scientist. If you are a spiritual being, you can be a scientist and you will work for good in the planet. But it's not about science, it's about energy. And energy has a scope from the highest light, the brightest light of love and peace and harmony, to the darkest part of murder and hatred. Change your world, and you will change the whole world. Be a light worker. Wherever you see darkness, imagine angels blowing away the darkness and revealing the light, revealing truth, bringing justice to the wrongdoers. Imagine it with your imagination and clap your hands when you see it a reality, and know that you had a part in making that happen. Don't dwell on what's wrong, dear friends. Visualize what is right and good, and keep holding that light for wherever you see darkness. Don't concentrate on what's wrong. Concentrate on visualizing what is right and good. And maybe your right is not as good as it could be because you want revenge. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as angelic beings filling the void of hatred with light and love and laughter and generosity and joy and goodness and a sense of wanting to help the world and all of the people in it. I know we're probably running out of time because it is getting close to the time, and I know that Rebel will let me know. I've got 2 minutes left. I knew she was close. So, dear friends, let's summarize. Do buy the book. Raphael and I have spent a couple of years writing this book. Ask Raphael. It's on Amazon. It's $14.44. And we hope, in fact, one lady asked me for an autographed copy, and I gladly sent that to her. It is my time on the planet, even though I'm 86, nearly 87. And this is my time to bring light to the planet through what I am doing. Your time is also right now. Bring light to your world, and you will bring it to the globe of planet Earth. You are a light worker, dear friends, or you would not be paying attention to this show. You are here to bring joy to your life by looking for the good and creating it, by opening your mind to beauty and goodness. 1 minute's left. So we have to say goodbye for now. We ask you to support our work by buying our books. We not only have Ask Raphael, but we have other books on Amazon. We have 2 novels that we hope you will buy and support our work in that. And we also have on our webpage Angel, Betty Ray, and Raphael at gmail.com. That's not my webpage. That's, yes, whatever. I hate to run out of time because I do love talking with all of you. God bless you. Have a wonderful week and come back again next week. Thank you for visiting. Please tell others about it. Please subscribe. Please let us know you're here to support us. Bye for now.